from a fireside presidential address delivered earlier this year on the topic of the National Recovery Administration. This is part of our series looking back over the president's plans and results since his inauguration.
While we are making this great common effort, there should be no discord and no dispute. This is no time to cavil or to question the standards set by this universal agreement. It is time for patience and understanding and cooperation. The workers of this country have rights under this law which cannot be taken from them, and nobody will be permitted to whittle them away. But, on the other hand, no aggression is now necessary to attain those rights. The whole country will be united to get them for you. The principle that applies to the employers applies to the workers as well. And I ask you workers to cooperate in the same spirit. When Andrew Jackson, old Hickory, died, someone asked, will he go to heaven? The answer was, he will if he wants to. If I am asked whether the American people will pull themselves out of this depression, I answer, they will if they want to. The essence of the plan is a universal limitation of hours of work per week for any individual by common consent, and a universal payment of wages above the minimum, also by common consent. My friends, I cannot guarantee the success of this nationwide plan, but the people of this country can guarantee its success. I have no faith in heroes, but I believe that we can greatly influence economic forces. I have no sympathy with the professional economists who insist that things must run their course and that human agencies can have no influence on economic ills. One reason is that I happen to know that professional economists have changed their definition of economic laws every 5 or 10 years for a very long time. But I do have faith and retain faith in the strength of common purpose and in the strength of unified action taken by the American people.
The president there speaking earlier this year on the National Recovery Administration.
See the fastest racers on Earth. Feel the rumble as they head up the home straight. Experience speed like never before. The Autodrome, home of the Lost Heaven Grand Prix, welcomes you to enjoy full programs of racing.
Ты опоздал. Ужин остыл.
Работа. Выходи за меня.
Хорошо.
Эй, босс. Я понял, я вам нужен.
Присядь со мной. У нас крот, Том.
Как? И кто?
Я всю ночь не спал, пытался вычислить, кто это может быть. И стал думать, может, кто-то из ребят, кто получает меньше положенного. Кому-то не хватало на костюм. Вот он и решил обратиться к Морелло. Фрэнка не было, и я сам полез в сейф за книгами. Проверить, кому мы недоплачиваем.
Что вы узнали?
Сейф был пуст, Том.
Фрэнк.
Я знаю его 50 лет. Все, что я имею, мы нажили с ним. В этих книгах каждый добытый доллар, каждый потраченный цент. Если Фрэнк отдаст их федералам, нам конец.
Фрэнк уважает только одного человека в городе, вас. Тут явно какое-то недоразумение.
Я звоню ему весь день. И домой зашел. Его нет. И жены с дочкой тоже.
Но зачем?
Не знаю. Видимо, были причины. Может, он отомстил мне за собаку?
Что вы хотели ее утопить?
Да. Он не позволил, и тогда я ее пристрелил. Я был глуп тогда, Томми. Черт с этими обидами. Нужно вернуть книги. Потряси наших стукачей. Может, что знают. Когда найдешь Фрэнка, забери книги. Если у него их нет, заставь его сказать, где они. А после... Ты знаешь, что надо делать. Винченцо ждет тебя с новой машиной.
Томми.
Паршивый сегодня
Том,
день.
никто не должен узнать. Начни с бифа, но ничего ему не говори. У меня для тебя новая тачка и еще кое-что для особого случая. Когда Фрэнк увидит Лупару, он все поймет. Это давняя традиция.
And now for the latest news. The Navy is today continuing its search for the remains of those brave souls lost aboard the airship USS Akron. The Akron was destroyed in a violent thunderstorm off the New Jersey coast Tuesday morning, with the loss of 73 of 76 aboard. The disaster stands as the worst aviation accident on record. Yesterday, one of the survivors, Lieutenant Commander Herbert V. Wiley, spoke to members of the press and gave a brief account of the tragedy. He also spoke of the survivors' rescue by the German tanker, Phoebus. President Roosevelt has described the loss of the Akron as a national disaster and said that he grieves with the wives and families of those lost and the nation. We will bring you more on the disaster and the Navy's search as we receive it. Thank you for listening. We return now to our scheduled programming. Welcome to WBDS. Are you doing your favorite songs justice with your receiver? Is the music round, full, and perfectly controlled? If not, it may be just the time to visit Behringer's, where you can pick up the best radios of this new age for a price that won't break the bank. For the latest technological innovations and labor-saving devices, Behringer's is the place to visit. Cutting-edge radio sets, vacuum cleaners, dryers, and more are waiting for you to try them. Make your life easier with a visit to Behringer's department store.
Томми, что стряслось?
Слыхал что-нибудь интересное? Что-то, о чем Дону следует знать?
Возможно. Сколько заплатишь?
Есть 20.
40.
Ладно, говори.
В городе ФБР. Морелло им что-то пообещал. Не знаю, что именно.
Кто слил?
Малыш Тони подпоил одного парня в черной кошке и потом подвез до дома. Вот и услышал кое-что. Лучше спроси его.
Ясно. Спасибо.
Всегда пожалуйста, Томми.
Welcome to a WLH Sports Report. There's a sense of anticipation as we await the start of the big game. Our very own Lost Heaven Lancers are out on the road, deep in enemy territory as they take on bitter rivals, the Empire Bay Cannons. This year's Gold Series is shaping up to be one of the best on record, with both teams matching one another blow for blow. Despite the Cannons' home field advantage and an early lead in the series, the Lancers have bounced back and have really taken their rivals to task. Many of the plaudits and column inches have been dedicated to one man. Lancers pitcher Bunny Smith is one of this year's standout performers. And with this series tied at 3-3, he may well be the key man that brings the Wistman Trophy back to Lost Heaven. But doing so will be no easy task, as standing in his way is opposition captain Foghorn Jack Seidel. His solo home run in the bottom of the fifth inning of Game 5 turned events in favor of the Empire Bay team.
Victory was canceled out by the Lancers in Game 6, and we now have a powder keg finale that is sure to have everyone glued to their radios. Can Bunny Smith
Bring it home for Lost Heaven, or will the Cannon's towering redhead have the final say? WLH 570 Lost Heaven Radio will carry live coverage of the final game of the Gold Series, and we hope you'll join us in wishing our boys well. And now, back to some of the latest musical numbers. In need of refreshment, a boost, or a pick-me-up? Then there should be only one name on your lips. Swift Cola, the energy kick that's a taste sensation. When you're in need of a lift, choose Swift. The mission of Lost Heaven Radio, our city's public service broadcaster, is to serve you. Start.
Как твои дела, Том?
Да знаешь, не особо. Что там был за парень от федералов, которого ты домой подвозил?
Зашел сюда пропустить стаканчик, а выпил десяток. Он стережет один дом, там федералы кого-то прячут.
Где?
Оук-Хилл, угол Пайн-стрит. Он дал мне десятку, чтобы я подвез его и рот держал на замке. Выдал мне, что советник Гелотти договорился о какой-то сделке между Морелло и ФБР. Они кого-то крепко собираются прижать.
Какого хрена ты нам не сообщил?
Я сообщил, Том. Сразу пошел к Фрэнку и все ему рассказал. Он Дону не передал?
Нет, не передал.
Том, что случилось?
We return now to the coverage of Game 7 of the Gold Series. And by the looks of it, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be underway any minute now. The crowd here in the Armory are restless. You can almost taste the tension as we approach this, the deciding game between these two famous rivals. More than a little bad blood between them, and more than a couple of nasty flare-ups in recent years. Of course, this occasion, more than any other, could prove feisty, what with the drama that closed out the previous game. That, of course, saw the Lancers win to tie the series, and it's not often Empire Bay and Lost Heaven can boast the game's best current hitter and pitcher, respectively. I refer, of course, to Foghorn Seidel, a man mountain with a shock of red hair, and Lancers star Bunny Smith. Speaking of Smith, he is jogging, I suppose you'd say, between his teammates, issuing last-minute orders. They seem responsive to whatever he's saying. He commands respect from his team, that is for sure. By goodness, there must be some nerves among some of the younger Lancers. Elms, Graveson, and Nicholson. Smith seemed to have pepped them up. That's good to see. That's what a good captain does. The Cannons lineup is meandering over to the home team dugout. The Lancers are slowly taking up their position, so we can't be too far away from the opening pitch here at the Armory, the home of the Empire Bay Cannons. Stay with us for more. Big test coming up. Finally got a date with that someone special. A job interview. Each time you need a boost of focus, drive, and determination, look no further than Swift Cola. Proven to increase attention and mental clarity. When you need a lift, reach for a Swift.
Похоже, это здесь. Давай, Фрэнк, приведи меня к книгам.
And we return now to coverage what could be the final play of this game and the series between the Lost Heaven Lancers and the Empire Bay Cannons. A quick reminder that this final inning is being brought to you by Swift Cola. When you need a lift, reach for a Swift. It's not only a taste sensation, it's guaranteed to increase focus, drive, and mental clarity. Pick up a bottle of Swift Cola today. And as we are coming to a close, let me thank today's other sponsors, Big Break Cigarettes and Lost Heaven Courier. Both of these teams could be said to be entering golden eras. Each team has a star player at the core with promising youngsters set around them. I refer, of course, to Smith and Seidel. The Cannons have had several such golden periods. The Lancers, it's fair to say, have not. I can see Lancers manager Frankie Hodge prowling in front of the dugout, gesticulating. He seems animated, to say the least. Looks like he's putting one of the officials in his place or something or other. With the noise of the crowd, it is quite hard to say for sure. Whatever's going on down there, you can feel the sense of occasion, and you just know that whatever happens, the crowd will be the first to tell you what has happened. The Lancers are now within minutes of snatching the Gold Series, which at one stage had appeared doomed, but they equally teeter on the edge of defeat. It all comes down to the final play. Nobody is warming up in the bullpen. Nobody down there is considering the possibility of extra innings. Bunny Smith then, standing on the mound, a look of steely determination on his
Наверное,
face.
будет
He's
какая-то
betraying no
встреча.
emotion, doesn't look nervous or tired after his exertions this series, nor does he appear to be carrying the weight of expectation. He's having a word with the umpire about something or other. What a strapping fellow. 6'2", 195 pounds. If the Lancers are to win here today, he's going to write himself into the record books. And boy, oh boy, what that would mean to the people of Lost Heaven after such a long time without glory on the diamond. All right, they've sorted out whatever was going on. Here we go then. In for the Cannons, it's Paddy Doherty. Smith is pitching the game of his life, but Doherty's a big man. If he can catch one, it could run, and with bases loaded, the Cannons would have it. Here we go. Doherty facing down Smith. Fastball and strike. The big man thought he had it. Some speed on that ball, my goodness. It's fair to say Doherty looks a little spooked.
Фред,
He was
никак тебя в
convinced
аэропорт
he had it.
везут.
His body language tells the tale. Smith remains cool under pressure, not a flicker of emotion on his face. He winds up. And that's two. There was zip on that one. Good Lord. Seidel is barking something at Doherty, but we have no chance of hearing it as the noise of the crowd reaches fever pitch. Doherty's gesturing, and that's only making Seidel more irate. This is it, folks. Another strike, and the Lancers win. If Doherty can get behind it, surely the Cannons will get all their men home and snatch victory. A swing and a miss, and that's the winners! Lancers win! Lancers win! And Smith finally cracks an elated smile. He's thrown his cap in the air, as have his teammates. Lancers win the 1933 Gold Series!
Что это за люди? ФБР?
Какой-то тип показал мне жетон и выгнал оттуда.
Аэропорт закрыт для посетителей.
Как это не вовремя? Знали бы вы, как это не вовремя.
это за люди? ФБР?
Какой-то тип показал мне жетон и выгнал оттуда.
Аэропорт закрыт для посетителей.
Открываю огонь! Обойти!